Everybody, I want to hear you. Let's go. Come on. One more time. Come on. I like it from Aka on guitar. I can't hear you. Break it down. I want to hear that. Let's go. Come on. Oh, let's zoom. I want to hear the man. Oh, let's zoom. Hermano. Hermano. Oh, let's zoom.
Welcome to Beyond Makeup, where beauty and confidence are taken to a whole new level. Here, we pamper and take care of you like royalty. Enjoy our gentle waxing, refreshing facials, and soothing massages that melt away stress and leave your skin glowing. We also offer professional makeup services, manicures, pedicures, durable nail extensions, and perfectly sculpted ombre brows. We give you the most perfect soft lashes that highlight your natural beauty. At Beyond Makeup, every visit is more than just a service. It's an experience of care, elegance, and transformation. Locate us at Chado Last Stop or call us on 0559 933 505 or 0506 474 911. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Beyond Makeup, your journey to wellness starts here.
Again, welcome to Today Ghana News. We are no creme. And then a fourth, me can say, bosom ne died person 9 of December. Na Ghana nka obo aden de eko Christmas season na egusu ami yewre mu no nti bibi a mewo bia mesrew se bro yen pa de ofu bibi ho pa wo kodi bro ya me ka futa pade ma wai eya na wabo afa takad na wa onim se kwewu Easter takad nso de e ka bro nya wa ne takad nti mesrew bibi a wo bia na wa join yin me bia me da wa se waje bre na enumere nso wo ne abo antena se wo ne bedi dwuma de we abo dani de na na it's not madam because right from day one a program is started here before me take you over near there and as at now mugusu ne Today Ghana News TV eshibuma just as the PC panel said mom na meniaji ene so in fact so we people studio sanwa before we started program na ka be hu de ekoso ha heated pa DJ sem na mu yetina se ya mu amu nim se Ghana ho nti na ya tena se be twendwen Ghana ho de ekọ ti mesel enumere bibia wo bia no you are at the right place at the right time. Me amidi jumedi mu chamedin Lawrence apieni ye bona ne won sam mienu sabi ampese me twintwan so nemo before I be share sansem no ma fa wo enkopi mu wo the Evening Tribune no newspaper Ghana hano se open sama etwegu ina msrew paper ne ba kope se wo nsanke bi akope bi na kan the Evening Tribune Ghana na watchman no the only watchdog nti so copy bi na ti na mame copy some etumi copy mu the front page of the Evening Tribune when exclusive said Ghana's secret surveillance grid how the state is watching you. They say dia wo ye bia bibia wo hye bia bibia wo nam bia no enya wadwen se wo kodi bone na wafa ho edi kwa na Big Brother show secret surveillance baby a wo bia ni nutrient in show bro ni why wadwen se wo de obeta kwa wo na watwentwe amanfo se kan ajeje omu phones ni ade boni bia wo di bia no amanpeni for and yeah sometimes omu for ordinary citizens so they bia no nutrient intimisrew channel so why na onwan ko ba se sans wo ko pie more down when I say 10 petitions rock EC and OSP. 10 petitions rock EC and OSP. We and sama samre ni mre ya tena se anka ebedi nkomo emu ohye papa na okupi mo right corner side na say to 21 million 10 around silence week communication team fails to tell combat's success story. So and some okupi mo the Evening Tribune front page no and as I'm dem dia bro na mesrew my main comment penny for the be exchange pleasantries few ones be right after that we'll just go for a quick commercial break. We'll come back, we start with the main discussion of the day. Any Saka opening Charles Mensa on NDC for NDC Hamburg branch communication officer and Mayo Hassansuna Doctor Masuda Bongo and so in May Abekan and before Memo Faba any aju.
I can't know. Yeah.
Maybe for Memo any aju.
Yeah, now I don't know what to say.
Akwaba.
Major so Lawrence, to say.
Jamia to be Biaboko. Enumere incha ba kuni mienu bi na yemfa minko short commercial break. Me ba serious business na ebe hihye so.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Wa onim dada sana yeshia
in 30 seconds.
Ye bedim yechia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama amampenia oda so Diase also oye expressway from Accra to Kumasi, Yebechia no baby bio bia, NDC for in house, Yebechio bibiara. Na catch up bibiara say Onjem brand on share Jumedi, Esa Jumedia, Emma Ghana for ina, Ehun near Koso Ghana, Ehun no Kore won semi name. Na so a contributing quota to the development of Ghana.
Medase. Open your bongo. Doc. Doc, where the Unchaba Kubina, young commercial break about the Jumedina. So, Doc.
Me pese me the opportunity etie for bi mo bia me tue mu nyina na ma che me co-panelist na so de bia me kan NPP grassroots me tim so a na ma sorry me salute mu nyina bi mo bia NPP grassroots mo kuma me kuma da mo so mu nyina me tue mu NPP grassroots ya me tue mu nyina
That's Doc. Yeah, and say we know. You better a quick commercial break. When we come back, we continue the rest of the program. Tim Pacho, my feeding in Ayanko baby.
Africa unite, 'cause the children wanna go home. Yeah.
Greetings, my name is Ras Mubarak. I'm a former member of parliament in Ghana. On the 18th of August, we're going to begin a very historic journey. A journey driving through 39 African countries that's going to take us well over 4 months, driving for 600 hours, over 40,000 kilometers. And this initiative is endorsed by the government of Ghana. Why are we doing this? We want our continent to unite, and we want our people in Africa to be able to travel within Africa without visa restrictions. You see, Africa has enormous potential beyond anybody's imagination. And if we are united as one people, one continent, if there are no restrictions for us to travel to each other's country, you have no idea what we can achieve together. The economic benefits are enormous. The cultural exchanges, the opportunity to, study and learn and tour and see each other's country is just amazing. And so we want you, my friends, to support this. And we appeal to African governments to support the initiative so that together we can make Africa visa-free now.
Africa unite, 'cause the children wanna go home.
We are live via Twitch on satellite, Facebook, LinkedIn. Search and on Today Ghana News TV. Also, an associate channel in the way Omo Eddie Edumedino Echo Miemia, High FM 93.5 in Achim Hemai in the Eastern region. Samsung Kings Radio Accra, Jamframa TV, T region, Sekina Information Center or Tatali Northern Ghana, Adeleman Community Information Center on Kwanta, Fans TV, Aflao, Volta region. These are the channels in the way Omupushi Edumedino come here, Ama Obisu, AJB Ashem Pacho, Mekai, so the count inside or Facebook and any of our digital platforms. Make sure say we share Jumedino Ama Nakuichis and soon for Ebenibi Ashe no Musomudi or Mujumedi Adventure Abakayon na Edi Jumedina boom. It's been heated argument, like I said, or backstage before I will studio Sano. Now there are some interesting topics Ebedi home komo, and one has got to do with the petitioner EC Ngofobi Atnase Atro sounds na nipa or EC Ijumayenu and also Edeni Diako Kanwa president. Sounds na OSP students are to just summary president as why she to he remove the EC commissioners and the OSP with immediate effect. Asemno ekupi President Ija Asemno ama justice. So let me give you a brief background of the whole thing, then me back. Nanka Yatwaso. Petition filed by private citizens, including EC staff member, a friend of Joseph Blackston. And I dare common senka only Shana only EC chairperson, Madam Jane Minsa, and then the deputies too. I knew a friend of Dr. Erica Sari Bosman and Samuel Tete. Even if you were following some misconduct. Na ebinye chronism meaning said the mechano. Chronism meaning said the mechano tree. You say abuse of office. Abuse of office sounds like incompetence. You can't be incompetent. I mean, just say on up to tax. You made in the actions and I say, to me, I so, sir, no man, account, and then my finally come up president. I say, nepotism. You so, and no begin. I'm a child. I say, you man, I say, family, mammy. Antiaku say, mammy, for me, wish away, mammy, for madame, wish her. Make us say, not just say, you man, I say, funny pan, man, I no nimgebia. Ni until you manase, but I think the BB was routine financial son as he is the person. Oh, yeah, and electoral misconduct. You see, credibility of the EC right now is shaky kaka, timeliness, mean the time so, and women can say, no, or brain removing to me, and yet. Now, question is as a winner. Agenda almost share yes then can NDC bad na no way easy person if you want and I think that they must share before the 2024 elections now say 2025 my president yeah man penny mama about office no na ya dey na NDC for no taka pass and ka mo ba o be hwe na mama we yi na free na the question na me be say ni say ya dey and some mo kan during 2024 elections no as amre mo aba ma mo tu mintina mo hwe se de mo kan ye bia no di so akwai I say minni question akwai say is it political motivated and I say the omuken e de mu pepepe ma hwe ni say ntina mo yi na free ho and OSP dey so abetuja na mamenko Dr. Masuda Bongo na menko na junche topic we say the media can decide no we no a hatch agenda na and afi na eso afi ni juma no get started doc.
Yeah, Lawrence.
Doc.
Me pese me use this opportunity as a chia utie for baby omu ye wo bia me chi omu ina na baby omu hwe bia na petitioner o kan ho asem no ye ina nim say NDC omu agenda and agenda no President John Mahama was first one oyi Chief Justice takono afiri ho enti omu hu say oyi onu afiri ho no no and o wasa match omu ho actual petition against OSP, Office of the Special Prosecutor, Kesi Ajabin, and Jean Mensah, EC boss. Mati say 10 petitions, but me say can petitions no. But how you say Ghana Mirano? Yes, so be a petition say OSP, Chief Justice, and I say the Supreme Court. The Chief Justice, OSP, and EC boss. I was say, the comma President. President Gia, also the comma the Chief Justice. Now, Chief Justice so Ashe. Or China, there is prima facie. Also, Satro, Emma President, you know. Now, President, you know, as Satro back say, Omuye. Say, Omuya, Nanka, Supreme Court, and I say, Chief Justice best higher than a former 3 members committee. No my education. Or say president there and I apply. It is still in the initial stage. But the American is say NDC for agenda. Agenda is say appointment na Nana Akufo-Addo no and the NPP government no. Omu person omu yi microphone no. No mu do omu ye den, omu krofo ye den ebe hye ho. Because we shake Kesi Ajabin a petition against na and then omu say misuse of power. Now obi a misuse of power. A petition say you through na asembisa. Enti ni otro petition na nkasa no. Utumu say enko ye. Uche EC boss no so a. Debe no omu say ono so misuse of office. And based on this facts now, there's no ground say you be obi every show. either EC boss and then the 2 deputies, you know. Now, my uncle said EC boss need the 2 deputies, you know. MPP na appoint or man, I say MPP na yi or ever share home. And I say, we use this agenda and some person we need to but any age, man. Yeah, in a Ghana for and a Ghana, so we are governed by laws, right? And you who say, talk on, or we are sound we a free home. And to win so on person we are, but yeah, penny. Me say, we are listening our boost, a person demonstration against you, non-central counter petition. Could be what also ye yina. I was say, Nanka IGP no, ye IGP moving free ho. Obi a what pension. Or call the pension 60 years. Masa mo no 2 years. Or no, you're incompetent. Me can with facts. So you're incompetent. Onim de juma IGP. Tete you no onim de juma. Ojo mama matimia NDC matimia sama an additional 2 years. Akokora. Come on man ko the pension. Engineer and engineer pension. Sika mama no 2 years. Na obia oye de juma kama. Obia oye de juma kama. Mo say mo we ina fisu. Lawrence, wow sha. Wow sha as a journalist. Wow sha ni omo ye na EC boss
Don't
oye
make your
dey.
point.
EC boss oye dey Lawrence. Wow Ghana, asem no dey Ghana here. What oye dey? Oye fe.
So far, the TNT.
OSP, okay, no, yeah, day. Oh, yeah, she, Kessia Rajabi, or yeah, the Juma. Or see, I was just say, Keno Foriata, every Ghana, a core butchery. Now, so Rekaya, and Moankasa, says more power. So I share my aqua. When our power, would you make extraditing from Abuchino? Would you maybe all? Why don't you extradite her back? Extradite him back to Ghana? Keno Forata, almost over US. And there's a process to extradite someone. So be US and also virtual US authorities, you know. And you provide them the facts. No more side in Ghana. Right? And we Juma. And yet the government in power. And instead of me collaborating with Kesi Ajabi, and I said the office of the special prosecutor no. Now more than ever no. Much repetition saying UOBD. Anyway, it's too early. Say Omar Churaba. Omidi ama president and forward ama chief justice and chief justice for 30 days. Chief justice for 30 days. And after 30 days, no, Yebeshe said there's prima facie case against the EC boss and the 2 deputies, or there is a prima facie case against the OSP. And Lawrence, me see her na what I know asaba.
Okay.
Me too.
Main open. Now can be a question because who started comment? No, you made reference to the former Chief Justice Aokono, which
Yes.
say some of the conduct no I wasn't expecting to can they would be in Bawa Canada. The Mamin opening chance on.
Okay.
You shouldn't have. Nankanyesa will mention in the first place. But somebody who knew the law now no ankasa so for one way or the other no to me fancy and the end nanke say they didn't know. But o de mamin ko opening chance opening.
Yeah, Lawrence Medawasi.
Opening the equity neck I say NDC more particular agenda to remove certain people from office. Is it for your benefit? Tana
okay. No, it's not true. Anyway, let me Mamisha say by once again greeting all NDC members in Hamburg and NDC members in Germany at large. Ghana as a country is a secular state. Mraba kuna eboye ina hoban. Sa mrano aye ina ya jatum se embo hoban ni dini 1992 constitution. Was amrani muno yesi obi biara enso nchen obiara ye ina ye pe. So equality before the law is adequately catered for under the 1992 constitution. And unti ena obi biara yedi dibriama wo se woso se wuso wo hyesa emrana se na eye chief justice ene no ho nkroba ye omwa ye yi omu through article 146 no ye chere ekwan a yemfa so yi sa nkrofo no ena ye chere nneoma omu ya yemfa so the law states the grounds for which such persons should be removed from office. Ebine misbehavior, going contrary to the laws of the land and other grounds. So the question is, has any one of these individuals gone contrary to the laws of the land? If that is the case, should we just allow them to go scot-free by virtue of the office they occupy, or we should apply the law to the latter? If we are to say or more office no more, then we will be in a state of anarchy, state emra enye juma na say emra ne di binomo na endi binomo. But that cannot be the case because we are not in a banana republic. Into once ye na ya tum say samra no mboy ho ban na say regulating activities no obi biara go contrary to the tenets of the law no, we need to deal with such a person. So it is never true say agenda be na NDC set say onye bonia na say agenda krana. When we go to the merit of the case, you will see say such a person will be vindicated. It is only when such a person has engaged in misconduct or has engaged in acts that are affront to the 1992 Constitution and no, and I want to make so Inti say we share minia bongo submission more or say Kisi Japing, for instance, has been accused of misuse of power, and you know, say ultra virus is totally wrong or it is unacceptable under our democratic dispensation. Intina yamu bia boundary, separation of powers and rule of law. You need to act within the boundaries of your jurisdiction. It is a outside of your jurisdiction, it constitutes a misconduct. That is why in court, in our court system, when a lower court goes, or act ultra virus, the higher court are called upon to, correct that anomaly. In this, these personalities, the YC Fono and OSP, say ampara omunye boni bia. I don't see the reason why or a mere issuance of a petition should cause worry in the MPP's camp, unless maybe they know say they have really engaged themselves in acts that are affront to the laws and into no more panic, But say the committee will be set up as required by the 1992 Constitution. The committee members, I don't think, by virtue of the prescription the Constitution has given, we are going to bring some zombies to come and sit on the Constitution to come and sit on the committee. The Constitution prescribed the persons who should sit on the committee. And in this case, the Constitution also prescribed those who should handle the matter. In the Constitution, for instance, in the case of the EC, Constitution said the president should be a conveyor belt, receive the petition, forward same to the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice will then determine the prima facie. So if the Chief Justice, by virtue of the experience he has garnered from sitting at the court of the High Court, the Court of Appeal, and now at the Supreme Court, all this experience, knowledge in the law, you will sit on a matter that is wobbly, a matter that has no substance, and determine a prima facie case. I don't think the Chief Justice we have today will do that. It is only when the matter has substance before he will determine a prima facie. And so determine prima facie, you go ahead to select committee members who are competent enough to handle such matters. So I'll urge my MPP guys, I'll urge the MPP people to calm down. It is not an agenda. We know that right now, the MPP forum, they anticipated bad governance from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, but unfortunately for them, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is delivering excellent governance, for which reason they are coming back to power in 2028 is threatened. By virtue of that, they are just holding on to any straw that they find on their way. So they should just come down. NDC is not up to any agenda, and we are going to apply the laws as it ought to be applied, because we are in a country governed by laws. If the Constitution says do A and you do B, the ramifications will be that the punishment that the Constitution sets for such misconduct will be activated. NDC is not up to any agenda.
OSP, the bond power say, petition about saying
the OSP issue, Nangasari, I am not going to go into details with it because of the personal relationship I have with him, and for one or two reasons, I don't want to delve into the OSP issues. But all what I know is that the OSP Act stipulates how he should conduct himself. So if he had misconducted himself in one way or the other, the laws should deal with him, irrespective of the fact that we have some relationship. Okay, I am for a full and a fair application of the laws, no matter who else it has got. Or okay, in the OSP issue, I wouldn't go much into it. All what I can say is the law should take its normal course.
Matthias, international mujinaso, Emma said in cultural petition ma, President say, EC chairperson ni deputies too ni forum. Yate nepotism misconduct na.
But you also know that the law does not permit. The law does not permit the the characters involved to disclose the content of the petition. And for that matter, it will be sub judice or injurious on our part to be dealing with the substance of it. Or what we can say for now is the fact that there are some petitions that have been submitted to the office of the president, and the office of the president has equally submitted same or forwarded same to the office of the Chief Justice as required by law. Okay, so we can speak to that fact that there are petitions seeking for the removal of these personalities, save that we cannot go into the merit and demerit of the case or the petition. If they should even bring the information out, it's tantamount to a total rejection of those petitions. Ab initio.
Now, right from 2024, as I've been in a position, one of the things that I'm champion power was to take the EC off.
It is not a matter of we are championing, because the Electoral Commission office is a public institution or is a public office. They are to serve, they are to give public good. Okay, so if as a public office you are as a public officer, you are conducting yourself as a private officer, it leaves me to be worried. Okay, Intina say public office they need to be very, very careful, because one thing the people will come after you. And yet say NDC in a champion say your conduct, and actually say these people should continue to be in office or they should leave office, simply because Ghana for and yet let me give you a typical example with respect to the 2020 election. You realize that the chairperson announced the results for more than 3 times, if my memory serves me right. So what you are saying, such a situation can lead to serious confrontation among the people, because you see, ubo first o declare first no omo tally no na aburo 100%. Uba sabe yeah corrections no usa so mistake. So even matters in the court no crown, the court was called upon to invite the chairperson of the Electoral Commission to come and tell the whole country which particular results and original so declare a year former President Nanado as president-elect for the 2020 elections. What I say. So Obi biara timamuni biara or mine by virtue of this conduct alone can say the woman is not fit for purpose in free. And as I indicated, the grounds for which a commissioner of Electoral Commission can be removed from office includes incompetency. So to me, people can call for your removal. So what I say. So based on these friends say facts now on petitioners no available to them no and forming the basis of their petition, written the said petition, forwarded same to the president, and the president, as required by law, has also done the needful. So it is not about the NDC clamoring for her change in 2020 leading to 2024 election. It is about their own conduct that necessitated the clamor for their removal.
Opinion, I think you've made your point right. I think Maji, the last bite on this particular topic. I'll come back to you before we move to the next topic. Doc, now did pass their such as I can now also what if you have any bites before we move to the next topic. Doc. I think say Doc but one thing I'm personally fascinated about is that President issue a receive
Yeah, Lawrence.
Okay, Doc, I'll be back.
Lawrence, Ubisa na Sammy, Ubisa Charles. Say Kesia be Boniven or and all kind of personal relationship. So I don't know why a personal relationship is coming here. We are talking about the office of the special prosecutor, and the petition is against the office of the special prosecutor. I and the party, the command president. Want to establish any problem, and that's an issue with the special prosecutor. And talk about the personal relationship. I have personal relationship in bound, and also I'm about EC. Boss, and I can say, I last I clear results, no, want to clear results in the year, or yeah, and that means John Mahama ya elected on clear results one declare year. And to say a certain petition against John Mahama, say easy no 1 year, and you may year the and John Mahama, so elections na election no, easy madana yen you may year, and there's a quite running election for Frana. Maybe say me bisano, says I got an election for Frana. So what year to say? John Mahama is elected. So AJ Mama Jane Nana declare as president. NDC force or my jubilate and almost celebrate. At the same time, Muka says Mamma incompetent. Who's contradicting? And not typical example. Says some will be a yina. And the Emma says our case with Ebayana president José Chief Justice, not concerned president two petition who cry to baby, but all the same, Ghana and ever family so. But what am I afraid? Who said Chief Justice, you talk on no, you know free ho, and not do ever share ho. And you are politicians, and we know how Ghana plays. President we are and to make my Canada after BBD amount, you won't be maybe a typical example, and me example, more practical example. Police for every chair, a truck levy, a truck will be able to go to prison. So we are in Ghana. And to make my I Canada, I go easy boss are free show. No more say or say kissing out. I've been said kissing out. I've been a free show. But the Mimi can say, person NDC for it here. Near Muya near Unina. So who beer are all violating the office. Oh, yeah, the Juma year. Me see. IGP Tete Yohuno eno bia beka chiro wachi journalist akotum 24 hours every 48 hours say defamation na Ghana miranso enchire say obi shi introduce a police imbamu also the court for defamation no court are inviting nipa no no maka so court be fine na and that's over apologize to nipa na defaming no police imbam it's only under Tete Yohuno omuye defamation na CID for kutimiko chi obi ediniko prison and that's some call police station more than 48 hours. And then the second one also, Omasa Akochi Obi, Lawrence, Omasa Akochi Obi, say Nipano, Oka information about Obi, Enya no crack, Omasa Akochi Nisu, who's a police force, a no, a Juma was a police here, no, or Muntimi here, because that's a Yahuno or you're incompetent. That part of one, that's no who's animal you, that's animal in New. And to say Obi also petitioner, and I say Obi also unifria. Mimi advocate so much petition, so much and your channel petition against John Tete IGP Tete Yohuno. Omufa Copa President unifria so no crown pension time as soon. And I also coffee and I'm on 2 years contract. And I don't consult with the man, no more young guys, no. And yet peace. Omi peace of mind, eyo omojuma. Because of one or more NDC then ever power. EC boss I says here no. On a year, NDC the largest margin of vote. Every 1 million people voters. ABC that. And the command incompetent. Continue account here. Can NDC be that level of vote ana? SMBisa. I think Lawrence. Sa petition when they infant to baby. Enye juma. Se be ye juma dia NDC be kanana. Ti se omo ye kanana eyi tako no efiri hono mo no. Ti me dan say.
Thank you so much, Doc. I think this is a question I will through. Mr. Charles, you answer to some of these questions. Now we move on to the next topic. Quick.
Yes, thank you very much.
If you happen to
yes, my main clear baby can say Bedinka catchers or my Ghana na ye woman. Yanga si ajia to say yema emra emboy hobana emra and regulate your activities. We share a criminal code of 1960, Act 29, Act 30. A chere acquire obidi bonia yam far so, and a chere bonnet and yoma ubia and also a constitutive bonnet. A business say false publication of false news. Publication of false news is a criminal offense. In this banners and beka assembly efa ohuna sasasem meaning pefe say intro and anase meaning jina so bia na meka say asem the potential of creating misunderstanding and as fear and panic in the society that act constitute a criminal offense. Now nipa na meka sa asem no so fa no na enye no kure no sa nipa no so or remedy under civil jurisdiction to sue me for defamation. So what is the case? Obi akokasa obi ye galamsey, and you and I know say galamsey is an illegal act in Ghana. It is a any false information. Or pass any false information about galamsey, you are creating an impression in the minds of Ghanaians. Say, adia ye na ye say ye yempeno obi eye. Inti say nipa na ubo ni di no nam hokra na amafo hu na omo no hu be na because yes yempe galamsey wo de wo ye. And the ramification of galamsey no ewo nsunsuasom ewo bia so inti in that case obi biara obeti say wo ye galamsey hu wo be bia wan hwe ye no aye fight by virtue of that public nature of galamsey nti and as a woko can send be for galamsey hu na say enye no kra police for no betumi esi a charge for false false news publication. Court na omode ne koye no judge no onye zombie e no te ho. Police for na omode nipa no koye no onye zombies. sometimes we need to credit our institutions with some intelligence. And yes, BBN and politics. So you turn BBN into politics. A time will come whereby people will say all manner of inflammatory statements are able to cause stability, but yen to me so because the politics ebe rim na yen can assembly senate. This issue about Onipana Yachino, even my information is that he has been released on bail. Court nobody the wisdom in police phony case, that is why the court did not cite the police for breaching the laws, but rather they cited the gentleman for breaching the laws. And bail say onkono sambra court no meyi no wano. Again, persons now or bomb with this or galam say now the guy himself, that is vendor, what Jatum say it was a false publication. One of them has issued a writ against the guy. Say we good ni di hufi. Inti and yet say the police for no omote ya na. I think Adongo has a personal issue with the IGP by virtue of his arrest. So if he thinks the police has violated his fundamental human rights by virtue of excess application of the law on his fundamental human rights, he can seek redress in the court rather than accusing the entire police service. Say they are not good at their work. He should seek legal redress for his personal abuse and stop this kind of running everybody together and accusing the entire police service as a friend is saying incompetent or whatever it is. Again, he also made reference to the fact that I have a personal relationship with him, and for that matter, I'm unable to comment on his matter. But he also failed or refused to acknowledge the fact that I made mention of the fact, say, even though I have a personal relationship with him, the laws of Ghana should take it normal or their normal course. Senya mrani sitieno, and Momonchiano, or Monfa Embrano, and then in car 70 pepe, Senya Embrani tie.
But that's it. I want to make to Article 70, Chapter 2 of the Article 70. That says that it constitutes a state that the president shall acting on the advice of the Council of State, appointed the chairman, deputy chairman, and other members of the Electoral Commission. If, say, president, this kind of shuffle, and he's got people, or Council of State, they are around him giving advice, it means wherever that comes from the Council of State, a final, and they shall act upon it. And also, still now, you people are championing a particular agenda by removing all these people and using the powers of the Council of State.
So you agree with me, say the appointment of Electoral Commission is subject to the laws of the land, and the removal of the Electoral Commission is also subject to the laws of the land, right? So the law says that the president, in consultation with or on the advice of, when you have these conditions available, the president is mandated by law to go by that conditions. Okay, into your non to me fanepe and dia ope. Even the president, who we are all admitting, say he's the first gentleman of the land, don't to me fanepe enye bibia or mine. Whatever he does, the law prescribed and prescribed in Senate on yet in Yoma. It is a Council of States, and a Council of States, so the composition is stipulated by law, and you will be the cotton then occasion me pay in the better so me no constitution it require then find constitute the Council of State until region be or rep also. So do you think that this 19-member Council of States omuina a draft to the extent say their president Rebecca Nombe this one. Look, we have former Chief Justice on the Council of State. We have a former Speaker of Parliament on the Council of State. We have regional representatives on the Council of State. So do you think all these persons, eminent members of our society, are so daft to the extent say near President Rebecca Nombe this one? I beg to differ on this. I know, said the Council of State members, they are men and women of integrity, they are men and women of moral high standard, and they are going to ensure that the right thing, which is in the interest of Ghana, is done at the end of the day. Inti say your friend is saying the Chief Justice or go through the process. Not say or more committee recommend they say the Chief Justice, the Electoral Commission should go ahead and perform his or her functions as Electoral Commissioner. The president will respect that recommendation. If the recommendation also says otherwise, the president will respect the recommendation. Knowing who His Excellency John Dramani is, he is not power drunk, he is not an abuser, and he is always a stickler to the principles of rule and law and democracy.
I've seen a lot of people and comment on most of media brain commenting in I will just move on to our next topic. But before then, in case you come on our social media platforms, but the only thing you have to do is click on the like, share, and also comment. For our joint chamber, na intimate time will be antibi. No baby, I will be Mr. My main fact, Bakumi Nubina, meant to us on common next topic. If we jump from TV says, greeting Lawrence and your team. They say jump from there straight to Rarao. Yeah. Patrick Ejoso, maybe I'm will be a jump from Ejoso. NDC Diaspora Union, we said greetings from Amsterdam, Holland. Comrade Mensa, how is the NDC Hamburg and Germany doing? Comrade, with the Obama, we are no NDC Hamburg, ni Germany, what is saying? We used to, if we as Henny, but he says a nice topic. The research agenda is moving on fast. Watching from Achim, I may almost one. Na me kobo my next topic in the back. Na my kind the rest of the messages no. Na the next topic na maybe discuss ni mo shikakra. Imu kakra. It has got to do with a surveillance grid. We says spy be an in dream airshare. Jenche bia befan say 1 month ago na the Evening Tribune newspaper started investigation bia or mudu just say technology be in dream. Now it's a technology is to spy Ghanaians. We know system where it's powered by the National Signal Bureau. That's the NSB. That's not Ghana Police Service, any NC now aware of this particular intelligence surveillance here and then now according to source and I expect interview ebeto say che bia na Ghana koto sa particular technology at buy from Israel and USA as I'm research technology na show anti na ebe start you make say so we nipa body for be and now you penny bi na wo di dwuma bi nya en fa say samre no wo yesi na enema na mbima show so we know phones no social media ni ade na no these are some of the technologies that is being monitored through na you the course now beyond telecommunications and even Tribune newspaper indicates on social media accounts, messaging platform, and most surprisingly digital platforms TV one of the ways surveillance we epic data information from a month with fee from a month with dream I say na manzo ya dance ya nangu abonten na I say we na be security threat kaka because ye na ye han ye there so what na nangu abonten this is a cause of worry. We know I don't take a crap. na nhwehwɛmu egu so ɛkɔ so ya try sɛ nka ebenya mpanyinfo bi na ɛne ɔmo akasa about dwumadi na so far no obi ampɛ sɛ ɔbɛkasa police for ne nsefo nobody wants to talk. The main purpose was to track mpanyinfo asɛbi sɛ bi ɔmo di bɔne bi, but as you know ordinary Ghanaians all count, you know. The question I be say, we know how does it affect a citizen? And now implications being a breast citizen no. On the baby no na de na be a state in so you need to Jesus abre bo ni wait me akosoro ba. And you be answer any papa. How does this affect citizens? Technically, no, what are we trying to say? And in as much as the state is trying to build a security system, no. Yeah, so are we safe as citizens? This is the question. Now, I think the doc, I want to drop it. I will still move on to Mr. Charles. Now, I'm going to come on. Doc will join us pretty soon. Now, on to the Nigerian Chaba. Opening Charles.
Yes, my baby.
Now, surveillance. Let's talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of what particular surveillance we about effect our young citizens also. As you normally call us, say we are ordinary Ghanaians.
Yes, you know, you and I will agree. Also, you will agree with me, say the kind of security threats we had in the 80s, in the 70s, in the 60s are not the same as the kind of security threats that we are going to have in the 21st century. Now, crime has developed, crime has become very, very sophisticated, and the state has a responsibility to ensure, say, the communities that we live in are safe for habitation. And also otumpo and also two and more abrini abribiano obeye ahead of the criminals. All right. Inti say uti o mindna so unimpefe say undi boni bia eni se usuro say yakoto spies ebe monitor and say ebe share o friend say near o ye. It has to do with who ye bonia na the spy maybe who say yes, Ushahana Woody Bonnie. And for that matter, because we want to have a crime-free society, the laws or the states will marshal it force and come after you. Spies are not new in this 21st century. Okwa amaya a developer crossing Ghana or more advanced spies. All right. They have your friends say technology, even core crowd they are able to monitor it and see say who hatch crime and I say unya bonia ubedi, okay, and ubeti then they will come after you. Even some advanced countries no say boni basic and I say ejabi they are able to cause an alarm on your phone. In our phone, now maybe I will be able to say phone vibrate, ring, say BB either for instance in Germany, a bar, and I say when they are about to work on fire installations or water installations, maybe I will be able to say not say within your catchment area, I will say phone name signal say they should tell you the extent of which states are advancing to ensure safety of its citizens. In this Ghana, Akoto, this spies machine from Israel, that's what the best spy a month for bonnie mutrim. Mind you, it is not only about spying criminals, it is also to protect you and I. Because obi fadwin bone so obi kuwa, by virtue of this technology available, the state is able to detect and come to your aid within a reasonable period. So it is not only about detecting crime, it is also about protecting the ordinary citizens. Now, wakoye is area, no, because we have human rights and we have right to privacy. You need to adjust your laws to accommodate these fundamental principles of natural justice, okay, or these fundamental principles of human rights and other protocols. That is why for the past months, the Ministry of Communication is also seeking to amend the cybersecurity laws to cater for some of these excesses. So, Bekaya, recently, some people engage in some criminal activities on social media, TikTok, but you know the current laws do not permit such direct monitoring. Okay, so you need to reform your laws to have the powers to, monitor persons who engage in criminal activities via social media. Say, Sanyama way na ebebo comes to fruition now. They are seeking to build a safer and a peaceful society for you and I. So whatever it is, you Ghanaians should rally behind the government of the day and ensure say our communities are safe for habitation and devoid of criminal activities. Even though I know very well say we cannot completely eradicate crime, but at least we should be able to, or say it to me, boneso eba certain level o piana juna o kokrom krana unsuro, you know, say ubekwa sayaba. Okay, these are some of the things that the state is putting in place to ensure say you and I have a safe environment.
Opening, let's talk about the violation of privacy. Now, say what kind of the protection of the citizens, right? But said nipa also nama sebi would near boni be affect state, and so while privacy you can't protect it. So let's talk about the effect on that regarding the citizen who is also being protected by the same surveillance.
Yes, you know, when it comes to public interest matters, there is the issue of privacy is not taken into consideration. So public safety is paramount than individual privacy, unless maybe what you are engaging in is not public interest matter. But if it is a public interest matter, you cannot talk about your privacy. That is why the police or the national security does not publish or bring to the public view anything that they find. Do you think the state does not have information about you? The state has information about you, but because as I say, won't engage in any criminal matter or any public interest matter, but if you engage in any act that is detrimental to the safety and stability of society, the public will certainly come in and deal with you. Issues about privacy are handled confidentially, yes, but immediately you engage in any misconduct, that right of yours will be extinguished.
Bueno, enchemu say, or ye chemwa, let us say, the powers of the Article 18 of the Ghana's 1992 Constitution will be undermined here a bit, even though there is some amendment. But
no, there is no undermining of Article 17, 18, that is human dignity. 18. You see, we all have liberties. So the 1992 Constitution guarantees freedom of movement, but there are some people whose movements have been curtailed by lawful detention. All right. So if your right to privacy, your right to property owning, if you engage in some certain act that the state say the generality of the public, that right that you are enjoying will be taken away from you. So yes, you have right of privacy, but with that right of privacy, if you are abusing it to undermine public safety, to undermine public security, that right will be taken away from you, and the laws of the land will come after you. Indeed, it is not a matter of somebody's right being abused. It is about what you are doing that will determine whether or not your right is being abused or your rights are not being abused.
I would like us to take a quick break now before Ebe. I want us to also take a look at the implications for rule of law and governance, where maybe I say unchecked surveillance, technology acquired under secrecy, and that is the risk turning Ghanaian digital space into a tightly controlled corner. Opening.
But your question is, sorry.
Opening chance, but me say you share something about the implications for rule of law and governance. The unchecked government surveillance, especially with the acquiring of technologies under secrecy, because it took ABR.
You see,
media
yes,
to investigate and try and bring this out. Aside that, some of the authorities involved in Krampo, so it's like this is something secret, yes, where citizens in the cry, we are not even aware of it.
Yes, let me tell you one thing. You see, to every law, there is an exception. And the exception to in the worst case scenario, you can waive it. In this the 1992 Constitution, yes, say the mother laws of the land. In times of emergency, that 1992 Constitution can be suspended. Okay, in the we are saying say good governance, and for that matter, everything should be transparent. But best practices and advanced democracies, or mama who say there are certain things you don't need to bring to the public domain, and one of these instances has to do with national security. National security issues over the world are not in the public domain. So you don't expect the government to come and public to the whole nation say this and that are what I'm doing to ensure public safety. No, because we have criminals around, and some of these criminals are very, very sophisticated. They know how to combat measures that government are putting in place so that they can engage in criminal activities. All right. So as a government, you don't want to put all your arsenals in the public domain for criminals to exploit it to their advantage and attack the nation. We are in a region that is engulfed with political instability, bandits attacking parts of some nations and all manner of things. And you know where Ghana is situated, almost all our neighbors, almost all our neighbors have experienced one or two political instability or militia attacks. So we do not want to put our arsenals in the public domain for some of these things, for some of these bandits to, capitalize on the information and organize themselves in such a way that when we deploy these arsenals, they have remedy to, handle the deploration of the arsenals. Indeed, when it comes to public security or national security, we don't put everything out. Had it not been this national security case, most Ghanaians wouldn't have even known that Ghana has acquired spying machines from Israel. And best practices indicate that some of these things should not be in public domain.
And also, we're just looking at the implications that is going to have on the citizens. But I think Doc are joining in. Let me take the opportunity to also get his comments on issues we are discussing. Doc. Doc, and come right now about the implications of the government spying on its citizens with the newly acquired technology as Amri and NAMBU spy. Now, we want to get your, your submission on this particular issue. How is going to go a long way to protect the country as a whole, but also in a way affecting the privacy of the citizen. I think Doc I'll drop it. So I will urge everybody to go on Facebook on our platform. Now, you made it more from we are live on Achim on High FM 93.5 FM. Samsung Akins Radio in Accra, Jamframa TV Aurora, Sekina Information Center, totally Northern Ghana, the Lemon Community Information Center on Quanta, Fans TV, Aflau. I would like to make an opportunity to make a short break. I'm sure member Nadok are joining and we'll also take his submission on that. We are still live on Today Ghana News TV. We end the premiere with me, Lawrence. Make a short break. Member Cecilia, don't go nowhere.
Welcome to Beyond Makeup, where beauty and confidence are taken to a whole new level. Here, we pamper and take care of you like royalty. Enjoy our gentle waxing, refreshing facials, and soothing massages that melt away stress and leave your skin glowing. We also offer professional makeup services, manicures, pedicures, durable nail extensions, and perfectly sculpted ombre brows. We give you the most perfect soft lashes that highlight your natural beauty. At Beyond Makeup, every visit is more than just a service. It's an experience of care, elegance, and transformation. Locate us at Shadow Last Stop or call us on 0559 933 505 or 0506 474 911. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Beyond Makeup, your journey to wellness starts here.
Africa, unite, 'cause the children wanna go home. Yeah.
Greetings, my name is Ras Mubarak. I'm a former member of parliament in Ghana. On the 18th of August, we're going to begin a very historic journey. A journey driving through 39 African countries that's going to take us well over 4 months, driving for 600 hours, over 40,000 kilometers. And this initiative is endorsed by the government of Ghana. Why are we doing this? We want our continent to unite, and we want our people in Africa to be able to travel within Africa without visa restrictions. You see, Africa has enormous potential beyond anybody's imagination. And if we are united as one people, one continent, if there are no restrictions for us to travel to each other's country, you have no idea what we can achieve together. The economic benefits are enormous. The cultural exchanges, the opportunity to, study and learn and tour and see each other's country is just amazing. And so we want you, my friends, to support this. And we appeal to African governments to support the initiative so that together we can make Africa visa-free now.
Africa, unite, 'cause the children wanna.
Yeah, that's why we had a camera live on Today Ghana News TV. Now, some many few messages I would want to read and continue interviews now. Some conduct. We say, watching from Akwesenia Sumenya, the EC chair, and Dr. Bosman has exhibited gross incompetence. Gross incompetence. If you want ever. Samson Akwame Ajiman says, good evening, comrades. More fire, keep the fire burning. Watching you live inside Freiburg, Germany. Openi Kwame. Ashapomo, Yati Kapa, Janin Koso. Nana Tafrimu says, good evening, watching from Tatali Northern Ghana. And greetings from Sekina Information Center listeners. Please tell Dr. Abungo we are also organizing a counter demonstration. We will also organize a counter demonstration if they dare organize one. We strict one and a common doctor. Some sure say doctor see doctor men try. Robert Kimpi says a very good submission, Comrade Mensa, watching from Paris. In Paris for in a motor and when share my man in Quitri. Robert Kimpi, that's it. Sikapa family. Jin Mensa should go. She nearly sent Ghana to a civil war. She's incompetent. Watching on YouTube from Maport Niakufode. We say Jin Mensa de Ebeyanka Morning Kokrana. Baby and call the Ghana Kodenye. Kawo pan or the Ghana be rim. And the Ebeyanka Morning Kokrana. Lady Moore says, good evening and watching from Twitch on St. Petersburg, Russia. Greetings, Dr. Abungu. Doc, Nanaya Obi says, good evening, watching from Kwantan. The program is also live on Adeliman Community Information Center. We are here to read all your comments and messages. Someone said you made anyone needed that. Fremo says, you are not safe in this country if the state that is built to protect us is rather watching us. God have mercy. Watching from Manchenia, who Nana Oyihona. But Nyami Obi says they should use the technology to arrest the killer of Honorable JB Dankwa. I'm sure some of the messages are there now. We'll put that on hold for now. Now, yeah, I told you made so. As I when we have the free space, we also read them. But we be able to be and also bet me the about Ebekayama. Now, is about the technology Ghana. Same yinya baby a onambiano ehwel. Now, I want to grab this message or this particular topic question. If we remove it says we are not safe in this country. Now, said na comrade Okano. My says una mona sankaundi bonidana. Ufremo yes, and a digusama. I may tap me next question if Fremo Missy Jodibem. So we are not safe in this country if the state that is built to protect the watching us. Opening said Udi can say onye she Nanka. There will be an affected state when your money nyasama and Kenya there are they within care found. But how safe are we as a people saying Kawana in Idiwich? And a media would be an initiative. It means young time your privacy is at stake. Obeni Charles.
Obeni. Yeah, hello.
Obi message, no. I say, how safe are we? If the state that is built to protect us is now watching us.
Now,
there's a good side. In fact, there's a good side.
My simple response to the tester is the fact that so one show based that born by also show no to me who say who or how no a born by. nipa no mema ni nsoro kura so onye na adwin so ko ye bone dia mema ni nsoro kura na onya GD say Obino is capable of protecting him or her, and these are some of the things that we will require to protect the citizens. You should just support the government in pursuit of ensuring our communities, our societies are safe from criminals or criminal activities. And look, it is not only about the criminals within our boundaries. So one says, here, people even crime. My friends say some of the crimes are even imported. This bandit here or more insurgency or more operating as capturing some part of other countries, these militias, no. For all what you know, no, they are planning something that is not tasteful. Okay, so the government or the state ought to be alert at every point in time. How does the state becomes alert at every point in time? These are some of the things the state ought to put in place to ensure, say, Bibisa Sia, a friend is saying, or mind bit me, abo, no my home buying, abo, a Japadian home buying. Individuals, munim say, Munya Marisa Moko engage in any crime, no. Just have your peace of mind. Just be at peace. But unim say, could bone dia, and on now will have issues with it. But if you are not going to engage in any crime, just be rest assured that your safety is and your privacy is guaranteed, especially under this dispensation.
Okay. And someone beside is not on a bad ground, but I'm just listening to what people are saying. But personally, no, I think I'm enjoying the education because there's a good side of it, which is going to benefit the entire state. So let's see, I'm looking on the erosion of the public trust when it comes to security.
Yes, when you talk about public trust, or you are talking about institutions that engage, I can tell you on authority, the public trust in our security service is very, very high. Okay, the security service, as any human organization, is fallible to some errors or some shortcomings. Okay, but in the nutshell, if you are to rank them or to award marks, you definitely give them thumbs up, because over the years they have really protected Ghana, and they are also ready to continue to protect Ghana. In the public, look, it is all about this politics. Sometimes with these security services, and no focus public trust ecoform, and this public trust has to do with most of it has to do with the politicians, because politicians will misbehave under the guise of being a political party member, or person, or go untouched. So immediately because the police is doing the burden of the government in power. But largely, you realize the police, the military, and other state security agencies, they have really held Ghana together. They have held Ghana to become one of the peaceful and stable countries in or on the Africa continent. So the integrity, the public trust of these security services, especially with the Ghana Armed Forces, we will know that Ghanaians have trust in these institutions. It's just a minute fraction of the populace that are saying that the police or the other security services, they don't trust them. But largely, they have the trust of Ghanaians.
Opening, I think we've learned a lot in Norway. Personally, no, I've enjoyed the education. Sounds na obi o team bian me say why enjoy education no. When it has a better in for a time, and then I say wrap up in temperature because of honor too. You made a new opening Charles Mensa on only NDC Hamburg branch communications officer. Sounds na Dr. Abungu Masood on the joining opening. The last submission in Chiabi, your festive season, so in Chiabia.
Yes, Mekoswa Amagane Kuyafo ina ayuko nyame ya adom ochina eye Farmers Day. Inti ochina no eye homeda ewo Ghana. Se Kuyafo ya nkodo India entwamre India yenya hoden embetena ha enkasa inti dwumadi a eye Ghana Kuyafo edi esum oman Ghana no yeni sopa nti mama Ghana ekuafo ina ayiko eni eduma pa omo yesum eye Ghana oman no osha just yesterday Ghana Statistical Service released the inflationary rate for the month of November, and you realize inflation has declined to 6.3%, and the food aspects many my interest is has also decreased from I think 8.6 to 5.1 or 5.3, something of that sort. That shows us that Ghanaian farmers are also contributing their quota to the economy of Ghana and feeding the nation at large. Intina recently we dia me twa manabro so me nya atofo we so aba me osun opatofo. This shows Ghana, our farmers are ready to work with the needed with the requisite assistance. They are ready to work, and the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is ready to assist well and dedicated farmers who are ready to engage in farming in Ghana. Is ready to assist them, implement other inputs that will aid their work as farmers. To sum everything up, I would say ejuma ekuafo ne dini na no Ghana fo ina ni so na ya mamo ayiko ebio Excellency John Dramani Mahama so ya mana ayiko ni ejuma soma bosome Duba Kuntemu just 11 months. Ejuma waya magana maino ejuma eso nipa yebefa inflation at rate of 23%. We are now in the single digit. Even IMF crampo and predict who said we could achieve this within a month of 11. So by and large, whatever he is doing, whatever he has done, Ghanaians are appreciative of his leadership qualities.
Opening your say no umre sounds na bebeda Dr. Abungu Masood as we be our share and that's na make out of the 2026 be room African Art and Food Music Africa Art Food Music Culture Festival no baso de 2016 ye be launching so on the 2026 year film me communicate date I think 6 December be communicate date na mam Armenia. Stay tuned. Me, my sister Francis Jahin, CEO of Francis Consult LLC, and a champion in Jumidi and in Pennyphobia Mwaka Mwabo. When you promote Ghana and Africa arts and food, music, and culture festivals, and everything about Africa, and you promoting. So, baby, I will be Jim. We a vendor, we a musician. dia we bia na promote African art and culture no pacho. Make sure say nyame adoma next me ba chon pen no paper. Mama all the details na also what free pen for be say be also betimi do mo promote Africa at large. Sanso mefa akonya we so na maka o Christmas na yeri mu na Christmas ni baby abakodi no Christmas de say na medi kan yeah he say Easter ko but when it comes to Christmas the only place you can enjoy Christmas in this whole wide world, I'm not saying Ghana, this whole wide world, you can enjoy Christmas and enjoy it to the fullest. It is our brain 24th 25th made in tardy concert on the 19th of this month Kofi Kinata and that's if you are West Side Carnival masquerade and so me ankasa so far no the more boy Yankees masquerade am no management time in bibi guma ye kochiabo into Christmas with them patch so unya bibi ankwa make sure you come to Takad now but Takad so acts of Yankees masquerades na be join in enko Xmas Carnival ngbo I bet you you enjoy papa to bibi a team bia no patch share ejumedi aya hihye no so na fa ho beji meda was say unya brand out here dani dey na no na in fact a Merry Christmas to you in advance. Sounds na opinion a friend set at the Miami boss. Yeah, me director producer. She chinching if you didn't mind. In fact, our boy Juma from January to December. Say I over and I said Nasi man why. Now he is the main engine behind all these programs. Saunya now would see now enjoying. Maybe all be an opening set. I mean sure. Nyame adoma next week Thursday maybe working with this beautiful show again. But for the meantime no enjoy the rest of all our programs no. Time with Francis ni biblical all the programs no. Enjoy it. Within Lawrence Apini Ebua Macrao we be share next week.
The Accra-Kumasi Expressway is the flagship of President Mohammed's Big Push infrastructure program. It is Ghana's first fully modern 6-lane bi-directional Class A expressway, a highway worthy of a nation on the rise. Stretching 198.7 kilometers, this expressway will become the central spine of Ghana's economy, linking our capital city to Kumasi, the heartbeat of the Asante region. It will cut through the greater